These aren't rules for women. They're standards for my time. You're free to do whatever you want. These are mine. If I plan a date and something comes up, that's fine, no problem. But it's on you to offer the next availability. I lead, I don't chase. Early dating is not sponsorship. If you're asking me to fund basics that you should already be doing, we're not aligned. I'm not looking for a woman to pay, but I am looking to see if you want to contribute. Your effort matters and will be noticed. And I'm not even gonna let you pay, but I wanna see you offer. At some point, I want to hear you say the words thank you to either me or the waitstaff. Just once, at least once. Gratitude costs nothing and it shows everything. If I offer to pick you up or to send a car, I expect you to be ready on time. Respect for time is respect for the person. I live an active life. If movement or working out together feels like a chore, we are not compatible. I don't need constant texting, but I do need mutual effort. There's a difference between being busy and being disengaged. Basic hygiene is not negotiable. It's not about perfection. It's about self-respect. I'm drawn to feminine, warm, nurturing energy. That's not something I teach. It's something I notice. And this one matters. I don't date women who don't take accountability. If everything is always everyone else's fault, there will be no future. Growth requires responsibility on both sides. These aren't demands, they're filters. And the right woman doesn't argue with standards. She fits them.
People think it's all glitz and glamour, like dating a wealthy man, but do you know how exhausting it is constantly having to pretend that I don't want his money? It's... Every fucking time we go out to dinner, he's like, do you want still or sparkling water? And I'm like, honey, tap water's fine, okay? Let me tell you something. I grew up 20 minutes away from Flint, Michigan. Tap water is never fucking fine. You know how hard it is to try to act like I'm not high maintenance with kids like these? It's fucking impossible.
Women don't have any power. So this attack on masculinity where they want our sons to be more in tune with femininity, therefore opening the door for our daughters to capitalize on the available masculine positions and masculine energy in the society, is based on the fact that women don't have no fucking power. They only have the power that we give them. You think about all of the entitlement that they have to our protection and all these slogans they have, protect black women and protect women, and they're throwing out all these statistics about how this many women and that many girls have been kidnapped and moved through, illegal operations and organizations across borders for, a myriad of reasons, and none of them are good. But then they turn right around and say how they're the most educated and they're making the most money and they're doing all of that. Everything that women have accomplished in this society was because men allowed them to accomplish it. But none of it is enough. Now they want the positions of manhood and masculinity. That's why this big push for a sucker like Dwayne Wade to do what he did with his son, who he now parades around as his daughter. And it's not just on a surface level. Medical profession, especially the mental health profession, is openly purporting that men can be women and women can be men. All of these are just incendiary responses to take our attention away from the true fact that this society we live in wants you and I to be the last generations of masculine men. 3 generations from now, they want men to wear tighter clothes than women. They want men to have longer, greater skincare regimens than women. They want men to take longer to primp and press up their hair than women. Men to take hormones so hair won't grow on their body and their faces like women. And not sit idly by and allow ourselves to be quiet about the truth of what masculinity is. Because we are the last voices, which means we represent the last choices to push masculinity and what it truly means.
Who job is it to set order in the house?
It's the man's
Yeah,
job.
the man.
So in order to set order, you have to have control.
No, you have to manage.
No,
I'm
you
sorry.
got to
no,
have
control is like a robot.
Well,
No, it ain't. That's what you hear. Control is not like a robot. You have to have control. Like when you go to work, this woman said this all the time. Women are always talking about they don't want a man to control them. But you go to a job and they tell you what time to be there.
Right.
They tell you what time to take a break. They tell you can't use your phone. You always submit to money, but you won't submit to love. Submit to money, but won't submit to love. How you gonna deal with that? Because you will submit, you will give up your control.
Right.
Even when they ain't even paying you what they should be paying you.
Right.
You still showing up. Even when they give somebody else a job you know you should have had. Your ass still showing up. So you know how to give up your control. You hold your tongue.
Right.
When they talking crazy. So it ain't out of your element. It's just that you have a higher priority. You submit to money because that's the only reason you're doing it. Keeping your composure. Because once you get a new job, you really see you. No, you could. But like, you know how to submit. You know how to give up your control. But why not for love and the person that's supposed to die for you or be the first person to be sacrificed for you?
You can, and there's nothing wrong with that. But however,
when you go to a job, don't they tell you how you should dress?
yeah, they have power.
Don't they tell you about your fingernails and how long they can be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't wear certain hairstyles at jobs.
Right.
You better put on that damn head net.
Yeah.
And don't you do it? So why when I say, hey, man, I mean, I like it
don't
better
like it.
like that. It's my motherfucking head.
You're going to want to know that a man has control over the situation. That's the word that you're going to use. Whether you use manage, control, it doesn't matter. You're going to want that man to be familiar with the situation or the ability to adapt quickly and get familiar with the situation so that y'all can figure out, well, he can figure out how to get y'all through it.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one, so you men better listen up, okay? You guys keep saying, Domo, you're teaching us to be simp. Domo, you're telling us to have simp behavior. This doesn't work. You're not listening to the game that I'm putting down here. We are not being sweet to be sweet. This is a game. This is chess, okay? You don't open with being very rude and mean unless you have high leverage, okay? But currently, you have zero leverage. You have to show value first. You have to be nice, be sweet, be kind. Show her what it is like to be with you. Because if you open with cruelness and meanness and thinking you're too good and standoffishness, she will never see your value. She will walk away. She will think you're just weird and a jerk. But if you go in showing all these wonderful things, showing her time with you is great, showing her that life with you is amazing, now you have leverage. You have a tool you can use later, okay? That's all I'm saying for all you guys who say, this is simp behavior, this doesn't work. You're not listening to the game we're playing here. You're being short-sighted. You're not seeing the whole entire vision, okay?
I surprisingly agree with this. Yeah, it's like almost like a hot dog that you have to put on the string and kind of reel them in. But you have to be very careful because simp behavior can evolve into taking advantage of that. So I surprisingly agree with her. Holy shit. This is interesting.
Anyway, that is episode 1 of Domo Debunks for common things that you hear with online dating that are just absolutely not true. That you shouldn't be like extra sweet and nice or show simp behavior. Comment below what other...
Yeah, hey, unfortunately it's a game. But yeah, interesting. Very interesting.
Watch on TikTok is girls teaching other girls never settle for less. Here's some money, here's a bag, here's some shoes, look what my man got me, look at my bedroom. And what they're doing is preparing you to be dissatisfied with whatever your partner brings to the table. Similarly, men will say, look how hot my 18-year-old girlfriend is, even though I'm 42, look how great I'm doing, blah, blah, this, that, and the other. It's preparing you to be dissatisfied with the person that you've selected. It's preparing you to become ungrateful for what your partner is giving to you. What these people are not showing is that the presents that they're getting are usually from an old man that they met in another country who they had to do very lewd acts to get there. They're not showing you that part. Or they're not showing the guys that is with an 18, 19-year-old. They're not showing you the times where she comes home late and she's been sleeping with another guy around her same age. They're not showing you that part. So it's programming you to select partners based on very external junk values. Money, looks, sex, all these junk things. It's not demonstrating actual connection and intimacy. And even when you see the more healthy couples, they're doing stupid trends, pranks on each other. Well, it's not authentic. That's not what real relationships are like. So real relationships are not like, oh, boo, I'm going to prank my husband today. Watch me today. That's not what real relationships are. You're an idiot. Yeah, so...
Baby, you know what's crazy to me? How some women want fine-ass men. I'm talking about fine-ass men. And got the nerve to talk shit about those that they don't think that's that fine. And whole time, baby, they got makeup on their face. They got eyelashes on top of their eyelashes. They got nails on top of their nails. They got weave on top of their hair. Baby, you got on the whole goddamn costume. You see what I'm saying? Who are you? What do you actually look like? See, men don't have it as easy as women, because women can cover everything goddamn up. Understand what I'm saying, baby? They can change everything about themselves, including their body. A man can't do too much, baby. He can only get some implants in his head, baby, or get some little black stuff around his lining, baby. Maybe a little wig, toupee thing here and there. But baby, he can't cover up his face. He gotta look like what he look like. So it's like, baby, please humble yourself, because if you cannot walk around natural in your natural state, and you always have to have makeup on your face, and you always have to have weave in your hair, and you always have to have eyelashes on your eyelashes, and you always have to have nails on your nails, or you gotta go get your body done all the time, or you gotta have on a girdle, baby, you ain't really what you think you are. Because if you was, you wouldn't even be doing the most. And any natural woman can tell you that. You heard it here first. Yeah.
I love when someone's like, if you say relationships are hard, then you're in the wrong relationship. Today I woke up and the first thing I saw was my husband's poop streaks in the toilet. I woke up and was like, today's gonna be a good day. Boom, poop. When I was 30, I got into crystals. Just one day I was like, I'm a witch. You don't think that was hard for him to be legally tied to someone that was like, it's not a rock. I got it from a man on Etsy who says he's a wizard. Relationships can be hard. I saw poop before coffee.
Toxic dudes aren't actually toxic. They're healthy. When a woman calls a dude toxic, that just means that she can't manipulate him. If a toxic dude is prioritizing himself and not putting up with a woman's bullshit, that's not toxic. That's healthy. If a woman calls you toxic, you should take it as a compliment. If a woman calls you a narcissist, you should ask her to spell narcissist. Let's spell narcissist. W-O-M-E-N. Narcissist.
Alpha men don't split the rent. We don't split bills. My girl don't need.
I'm very happy that this man said what he said, because my husband feels the same way. However, this one is for the ladies, because I'm seeing a lot of ladies in the comment believe that they deserve this. And I'm not saying that not all of them don't. It's just, here's my problem. A lot of these women want princess treatment, but the issue that I'm seeing is that they're treating their men, their husbands, their fiancés, their boyfriends like they're peasants. How are you going to ask for princess treatment, but you're treating him like he's a peasant and he's the one giving you the princess treatment? That's bullshit. A lot of these women are not ready for the shit that they're asking for. They're sitting here. They want to be able to stay at home. They think that us blue collar wives who are at home, they think we're just doing absolutely nothing, right? And that's not even the case. That is not the case. It takes work. We're taking care of our kids. We're the ones dealing with schedules. We're the ones arranging certain things. We're the ones handling the finances. We're the ones that are cleaning the house, cooking, doing a majority of the domestic labor. And you know why we don't complain about it? Is because our husbands are the ones out there, outside the house, all the time, breaking their backs for hours on end. And sometimes some of them are such heavy go-getters, just like mine, where he's working 2-3 jobs sometimes just because he wants to make the extra money, not because he wants to sit, not because we're struggling. We're far from that. He just wants to make extra money. But you know what? Not a single time has he ever complained. I do check up on him every once in a while where I'm seeing how his mental health is doing, how he's actually doing. I take care of him if he happens to feel like he's sick, or, Ankles hurting, feet hurting, I'ma rub the hell out of them. But this is the conversation that I try to have with women when they're sitting here asking. I've had women sit there and tell me, where do I find a man like this? I tell her, do you cook? Do you clean? Do you make sure you're going to be taking care of the kids when you guys have them? Are you going to be making sure that his uniform stays clean? Because he's going to be wearing that a whole lot more than his regular clothes. And all I get is, I'm not his mama. So what the fuck are you there for then? How do these women feel so entitled to having this type of privilege? Entitled to believe that they deserve that type of treatment, only to just blatantly state that they're not willing to reciprocate any of the shit. It really doesn't take much for a blue collar man to be happy in his household. Like really, it's just 3 things. Feed him, fuck him, leave him alone. I mean, but my husband is a lovey-dovey type of man, so he's soft on the inside, but he has a very rough exterior. But all in seriousness, give something back. Don't just sit there and take, 'cause that makes you look like a freaking leech. Don't be a bum bitch. That's all I'm saying.
But you're not an alpha because you don't believe in splitting bills. You're an alpha because you've learned to be the leader of a pack. That pack, in this case, being your family. So who's the leader? Who's in charge? Who are we looking to that is, who's going to answer our questions or is going to be able to direct us in the right direction? That's the person. Oh, that's the leader of the pack. That's an alpha, right? And even you can say an alpha is a leader among leaders. Okay, we have all these men or all these women who are leaders. Who is leading them? Who knows how to handle all of these men or all of these women, this team of leaders? Well, I do that, right? It's kind of what a CEO is, right? And some CEOs aren't there. Some CEOs, they are kind of like by committee. Hey, I might be the representative, but I very much do a team approach. And then there's some CEOs that do okay, I'll take it from here. Like I'm the only one that's making the decisions and calling the shots. So it just depends on your leadership style is what it is, in my opinion.
Christian men are sexually starved because they are married to women who don't even find them attractive. Majority of them. They don't find these men attractive. Like I was saying, the only reason why the Christian guy ends up with a woman is because it's the safe choice. And women are not turned on by these safe choices. Most Christian guys that I've talked to, I also have, these discussions with, men. Whenever we talk about a relationship that is sexually starved, it always ends up being a Christian man.
Ladies, can we talk about the green flag that y'all are skipping over? Can we talk about the one green flag that I genuinely feel like all things skew upward when this green flag is present? Hi, my name is Tasia. I'm a confidence and dating coach, and I teach women how to control their emotions so that their emotions don't control them. Inconveniencing himself. Him inconveniencing himself for you. And I've seen this 3 to 4 times in my girls chat this week, and I gotta talk about it. A girl wrote me and told me that a guy planned a date with her, and the day of the date, he writes her and tells her that his mother planned a pre-birthday lunch/dinner with him earlier that day, and that he was no longer hungry, and instead of doing dinner, he wanted to do drinks. So you went out and ate with your mama, okay? And I didn't eat yet, and you're telling me that you're not gonna be hungry. So instead of doing dinner and leaving me starved and hungry with something that you committed to, that you want to now do drinks. A girl wrote me in my girl chat and told me that the day of the date that this guy had planned with her, he tells her that I'm just now realizing that the restaurant is in the opposite direction from my house. And I know that I was supposed to pick you up, but it's in the opposite direction. So can you meet me at the restaurant? So he's telling you that he's not willing to inconvenience himself and drive down to come get you and drive back to the restaurant. A girl wrote me in my chat and told me that there was a guy that she was dating and talking to that was visiting from out of town. One night only, I'm from out of town. And he tells her that he's going to take the next flight out in the morning. He can't see her anymore because he has run out of meal prep. So you haven't heard of Sweet Green. You haven't heard of Kava. You haven't heard of Smoothie King. You haven't heard of the fucking juicery down the street. He's not willing to inconvenience himself. And I'm going to tell y'all this, it's the biggest green flag when he'll do it tired, when he's willing to pay extra to do it, when he's willing to drive further to do it. And if he's cheap with you now in terms of effort, intentionality, okay, time, if he's cheap with it now, he'll be cheap with it for the rest of his life. Now, I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. And if I'm wrong, put me out of business.
So some of these meals that we say are healthy meals are not actually healthy. Number one. Number two, if you're going out for drinks, usually there's food there, there's an appetizer. You're there to get to know the person anyway, right? So that's number two. Number three, he doesn't really even know you yet. So why in the world would he be inconveniencing himself to drive all the way where you are and drive all the way back to the restaurant, drive all the way back, drop you off, and drive back to his house? That's a lot of running for somebody that you don't know. Y'all wouldn't do it. Why would he do it? Oh, he's got to inconvenience himself. There's inconvenience, and then there's what you're talking about. Just, it's more than an inconvenience. It's being your assistant at that point in time. It's at your beck and call. And that's how y'all start disrespecting people.
You fool yourself when you believe that somehow you can judge your husband for what his lack of accountability to God when you have never been accountable to God. I'm not saying that your husbands are perfect, but I know for a fact that they got many issues. But his issue is not your issue. His issue with you is for you to take him to God and ask God to deal with him. But you can't ask God to deal with your husband when you haven't even begun to deal with yourself. John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments. It says also, don't just be hearers of the word, but doers also, fooling yourself. You fool yourself when you believe that somehow you can judge your husband for what his lack of accountability to God when you have never been accountable to God. And then there's another scripture that says, don't look at the speck in your husband's eye. Let me pull that up. It's in Matthew 7:1-5. This is going to get y'all because this is the part that, and look, I'm not saying that I got it right. I don't always get it right now. But what I am not going to do is to look at my husband without looking at myself. Let's look at Matthew 7:1-5, New King James Version. It says, judge not that you be not judged. For what judgment you judge, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye? Let's change that to the husband's eye. But do not consider the plank in your own eyes. I'm going somewhere. I know a lot of y'all hear that part, but I'm going to go to the part that most of y'all don't pay attention to. Or how can you say to your brother, let me remove the speck from your eyes, and look, a plank is in your own eyes? Now, pay attention. Hypocrite, first remove the plank from your own eye, then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. The part I want us to focus on, you don't even know who you married to no more. You can't see him clearly with that speck or that plank of offense, unforgiveness, bitterness, anger, envy, jealous. Because a lot of y'all be in y'all marriages and envious and jealous of each other. The other person is doing something you're not doing, your face twist up. In your heart, you don't like it because you want to be recognized. You got an issue.
This is what I've come to notice about men. Shut up. What I do is I literally sit and listen. And from listening, it's like you will have follow-up questions off of what that person's saying. And that person just opens up to you and opens up to you and opens up to you. And I say that because I literally had one of my homeboys like driving from Houston the other day. And like we just talking. And I never really talked to him on that level, like asking him questions and stuff like that. And he just told me a multitude of things about himself and his experience. And it's just such a beautiful thing when a man feels safe enough to confide in a woman. And it's so simple. And I believe that men are so used to not being heard that when they encounter a person that is actually a listening ear and they know that they're not being judged, it's like they just lean into it. And it's such a beautiful thing, but it makes me feel so sad that these men never found it in their women. And I do recall this, it was a hooker, and she was, some of the wives were asking this hooker, like, how can they please their men? And it wasn't even about sex. It wasn't even about sex. And I think that like a lot of us women, I'll put me in there too. A lot of us women, we assume that since men are very sexually oriented, that that's all there is to it. And I believe that that is just not the case. I think more so it is, like I said, being a safe space for men to express themselves. And because it's like sometimes, and then too, I feel like sometimes like a man might express themselves to a woman, and then the woman go into fixing mode. That's not what they doing it for all the time. Sometimes it's literally just to hold space. And then you ever notice like when you talk about like shit that you've been through, sometimes you don't even need that person to say shit back to you. It's like hearing yourself speak about it out loud. It's like it heals something in you, or it lets off that pressure, it lets off that energy, shit like that. So even just speaking can be very therapeutic and very healing. And I wish more men had women in their lives that understood that. It's a sad fact, but a lot of men don't. Most men don't.
It's funny you should say that, because when I was a bottle girl at King of Diamonds, that is literally what I tried to like tell some of the strippers, because they were just like, they hated me because I didn't have to strip to make way more money than they were making. But it was because I actually saw the customers as people and not as a walking dollar sign.
Might shut the beat in October on my gas. Yesterday is gone, this is already the past. It's summer's body dropping it, don't think I'm a last. Look, my
There is a trend happening where women are now, you see a lot of these women getting married young again. You see that new wave happening now where in some of the smaller towns, and you see this like trad wife reemergence, you see some women marrying young. So what's happening now is some of these women that are in their late 20s are having friends that are marrying young and doing the right thing young and on a path. And they're starting to like go insane, seeing their slightly younger friends do all of those things because they're already feeling like they've missed out. So I have a feeling that this is going to flip. And instead of women hitting the wall it got to a point where it was like 35, then it was 38, then it was 40. I guarantee you're going to see that wall is going to shift, and you're going to see late 20s. It's going to be catastrophic because you're going to have a lot of trad wives and a lot of women waking up and being like, oh, I don't want to wind up like that. I do want to get married early. And then you're going to have the late 20s start freaking out beyond compare. So just wait for it.
And like we say a lot, these modern women, they're on this train in the wrong direction, and they see somebody else. Honestly and truly, they're on this train in the wrong direction, regardless of anybody else. And they finally figure out, man, this is tiring. I don't want to keep on doing this anymore. Is there something else that I can do? And that's when they say, hey, it's my exit. Oh, we're not stopping till the next town. Okay, well, the next town is going to be my exit. And they just start getting off. I don't know where I am. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go, but I'm going to figure it out. I know I don't want to be on that train. That's what you have some ladies out here doing. Oh, next stop is feminism. We'll make some stops here and there, but it's not going to be much. We're going straight to a radical mindset, straight to a warped, delusional mindset. And a woman is like, oh yeah, it sounds great because of all the things that they've been told, and they are being told and led to believe. But then once they, kind of see a stop out there, it's like, wait a minute, I want to go back and check that out. No, we can't stop. And they see another side. Well, wait a minute. It doesn't seem like it's all that fun. Why are we not stopping anywhere to check things out? Like maybe even for one or two. And at some point in time, they just figure, you know what? I think I'm actually going to get out right here. I think this is actually going to be my stop. And they actually do get off. And they have to figure out, okay, now how do I reclaim my femininity? How do I now start to build up and figure out what I need in a man versus what I want? How do I get a man to want me? How do I work through marriage? How do I work through relationships? You got some of these women out there that are starting to question all of the foolishness going on, and they're getting off the train to stupidity.
Okay, look, I know y'all hoes is definitely gonna attack me for this shit, but look, I don't give a fuck. I be seeing hoes on here talking about they ain't going 50-50. I ain't going 50-50 with no man. What the fuck? Like, bitch, what? And then it be the hoes that talking about they ain't going 50-50. Oh, bitch, but you don't fucking cook. You don't even know how to cook no fucking chicken, no fucking steak. You don't even cook the nigga a fucking burger. You feel me? Bitches don't fucking clean up. Like, bitches ain't folding the man clothes. Bitches ain't washing your nigga clothes. Like, it's like, bitch. And then you talking about you ain't going 50-50. Like, bitch, the fuck? Like, huh? Like, stop that shit. Like, ain't shit wrong with 50-50. I'm not gonna motherfucking lie. And it's giving, you just don't got your 50. Just say that. Don't say, oh, I'm not going 50-50. Bitch, just say you ain't got your fucking 50. You ain't got enough paper to go 50-50. Honestly, bitch, like, no cap. Because ain't shit wrong with that. And, like, y'all be expecting these niggas to be your dads they're a partner, okay? It means partner means teamwork. All right, ain't shit wrong with that, real shit. And then niggas ain't got NBA fucking money, like what? Like, let's be reasonable here. And then even if a man, is willing, okay, to pay all the big bills and shit like that, and then you play the little small bills, y'all don't even be willing to, like, all right, I see my man, he done paid all of these bills for 3 months straight. Okay, now, baby, let's reverse roles, okay? Let me pay the big bills for 3 months straight, and you just pay the small bills, you feel me? Y'all hoes don't even fucking do that. Like, bitches, like, what? Like, come on, let's be reasonable. It's about to be 2026. We ain't going through that shit no fucking more. Leave them broke hoes alone. Leave them entitled ass, cheap ass hoes alone, bitch. No cap.
Black women are the most single, the most overweight, and the most baby daddies. Is that true? Let's look at the National Vital Statistics report showing that Asians born to unwed mothers are at 12%, white at 26.8%, Hispanic 54.2% of kids born out of wedlock, Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islanders 52.8%, American Indian and Alaskan Natives, you're way up there, 68.7%, and Black children born to unwed mothers at 69.3%. Almost 7 out of 10 kids, y'all. We do not just have a single mother problem, and this is not just about the optics. We have a failing children issue, okay? You gotta think about the kids. Like, children born outside of wedlock are more likely to experience poverty, emotional instability, academic challenges, behavioral issues like delinquency, aggression, and impulsivity. The list really goes on. At this point, denying or minimizing that this is a problem is not just negligent, it is actively harming the Black community.
The difference between a man and a woman at the beginning of the year, a man is going to quietly reset, while a woman is going to post what she's about to do, her vision board, and gym videos. A man don't do none of that. Men just move differently. They are not going to announce what they are about to change. They definitely don't broadcast what they are about to cut off. And they don't post about people that they have outgrown. Men, y'all have mastered it. Y'all just stop showing up the same way. Y'all start to wake up earlier. Y'all start to work longer. Y'all start to become more selective with your time. Y'all start pulling y'all energy inward. Y'all start to protect your peace. Y'all start to restructure y'all money. And simply, y'all just start planning the next version of yourselves. One thing that I admire about a man, y'all do not reset for attention. Y'all reset for survival. Y'all reset is usually big. Y'all tell yourselves that it is time to be a better version of you because who you are today is not enough. When y'all are focused on a goal, y'all go all in 1,000%. When a man is focused and he goes quiet, it is not because he is lost. It is because he is strategizing and rebuilding. January is not about an announcement for a man. It's about him resetting and carving out his blueprint. And the scariest part about a man that is disciplined, by the time people around him and notice that he has changed, he is already on to the next version of himself and his life.
A lot of these modern women out here, they like to do a lot of talking. They like to do a lot of, like you said, posting and stuff that they're about to do. I was going to do it. Oh, I just got distracted and I didn't. A lot of men are going to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to do it. Oh, well, then leave then. You're not even going to get a chance to say that because he's already gone. He's already moved on in another direction. So you telling him that, really honestly and truly, a lot of times serves as confirmation of what he was going to do anyway.
I'll probably be working out at that Anytime Fitness, like, I don't know, around 5 o'clock maybe. So if you want to meet either before or after, even during my workout, like if we're texting, like I could just step out to meet you for a little bit. But yeah, no, it'd be nice to meet and just see how we vibe in person, even if it's something quick, so that we know if we want to keep in touch going forward and spend more time together, when I have more time.
Those of you out there who are wondering exactly what is the reason for the male loneliness epidemic, let me present to you Exhibit A. This man wants her to schedule, a drive-by at her local gym? A pre-date interview? Your time is so short that she has to stop by during your workout? I feel like when men do stuff like this, they're trying to condition you to believe I'm a very, very busy man, meaning he's not going to have much time for you. And if he doesn't have time to meet you, he doesn't have time to date you. I kind of feel like there is a Mrs. Jim Bro because I feel like he's supposed to be at the gym. That's where she knows that he is, but he's trying to squeeze in some extracurricular activity in his spare time. Ladies, stay away from these men that try to make you seem like you have to audition for a first date. They say things like, well, if this goes well, maybe we can go out. So you gotta be like, well, I better be my best behavior because I want it to go well. No, sir, you are not pulling out a hoop for her to jump through. There's the effort. He wants you to audition for that effort because he thinks he's the prize. Desperate woman would meet him at the gym in her best outfit, smelling good, makeup done and all that, and try to impress that man. Ladies, men will always test you to see exactly how desperate you are. Only a desperate woman would let a sweaty man step outside of the gym, look her up and down and be like, all right, I guess I'll give you a coffee date.
Unfortunately, I hear what you're saying, but a lot of these women are going for top 10, 20% of men. So they are actually auditioning for his time.
First of all, I think one of her juggies is bigger than Lizzo herself. And also, why are they out so much? I mean, he's giving kind of homo vibes. I mean, all around. Okay, 12 years married. Okay, maybe I'm being a hater. But I don't know. Watching that video made me cringe city bitch. What about you?
While I agree that whatever she got going on is out of pocket, no, I didn't cringe. At this point, you hating. It's hating, man. I mean, yeah, she doing way too much. You know, if we stick on that fact, it's like, why you got your chest out? Why you got your chest out like that? What are we doing? You ain't had no, you ain't had no other shirt, no nothing. If we stick on that, that's all we need to do. That's all we need to talk about. But as far as them looking happy and possibly being happy, I can't hate on that. Hey, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. If you like it, I love it.
Y'all, it's two type of women. The women that want to go on $400 dinner dates, and then there's me. I don't give a fuck about a dinner. Baby, I need you to invest into my business. Keep that 400.
Jesus will tell you to invest in a business. And the business be making chocolate covered strawberries. Bitch, if you don't get the fuck out of my face.
So what was the hardest thing you had to accept about me when we got married?
That you was a whore,
Be
bro.
honest.
Shoot. I'm gonna get my butt beat after this. No, I'm kidding.
No, you won't.
I'd say her past, because like when we first started like dating and everything, like it wasn't like that bad. Like we went on a couple podcasts. They were like, all right, well, like people are gonna say out of pocket things, you know, to get views. It's clickbait, whatever. But then I started getting DMs of her with other guys, and that was where I was just like, oh.
Woo! That shit took me out, and he still stuck there and stayed there, bro. Like, what type of bitch is that, dog? You ain't a man, bro. You're not a fucking man. I don't give a damn. We were talking about with Jesus, right? And I remember in the other video, it said Jesus told him to work on her. Jesus told him to say, but no, Jesus would not tell you to sign up for a ran through ass hoe, dog. Jesus will not tell you to sign up for a publicized cum bucket, bro. He wouldn't do it. That was all you. You like that shit. That's the only way a man can deal with that, bro. To be DM'd, sent messages, sent videos of his wife sucking and fucking other dicks. The only way a man can deal with that is if he's into it. He just won't admit it. You have to be into it, bro, because you ain't a man, dog. A husband, a man, a provider, a protector. His territory, his terrain? Absolutely not, dog. What would Jesus do? Jesus wouldn't do that to you, bro. He wouldn't do it.
And you already know what's coming. You already know what's on the way. I mean, this is what we already knew. This is what we all knew was going to be happening. You can try to sit up here and say, well, I mean, you're going to have to ignore it. You're going to have to. There is no way. She's been out here doing some absolutely crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane. Like, bro, did you forget about this? And this is why men, they don't want to go through it. Y'all talk about being embarrassed. Oh, just as long as a man don't embarrass me, this, and being having a boyfriend is a humiliation ritual. Oh, it is, huh? Well, what about this one? What about this right here? Is this humiliating or oh, well, my past shouldn't matter, until everybody knows your past and they can see your past and they keep on bringing it up. Like, dang, did you see this? Yeah, I saw it. I'm familiar with it. I already saw it. Yeah, but did you see it from this angle? Yeah, I saw it from every angle imaginable. I've seen all of those clips. Yeah, I've seen all that. And you have to take that. And you have to eat all that. That's what you're not considering while you're sitting up here running around doing all this stuff and then coming back and saying, that was me as a different person. I'm no longer that way. But yeah, maybe not, but all the stuff that you did was on the internet. So the whole entire internet can see how you were acting a fool. And you don't think that's going to be a problem down the line?
Wait, so you have God first in your bio, but all you post is your body? Oh, because you go to the gym and you're just really proud of it? Oh, so you go to parties with your friends, but you never drink? Oh, you're the designated driver? Oh, true. Wait, but don't you go to clubs too? Oh, you just go to dance with your friends, that's it? Oh, so you're locked in with God, but you gave him your body the first date? Oh, you thought he was your future husband? Oh.
Hey, quick question for you. What do you look for in a man in modern day?
Not you.
It's always hilarious to me when a girl's acting like this while strutting around the street full of clubs. And this is the female disease coming into 2026. A girl with unattractive behaviors that portrays herself as inaccessible when she's literally curated her whole outfit to seek attention. You know, she thinks she's got the got you moment when she tells him, not you. Okay, if not you, what? Well, I know exactly what. She's about to go to a club and shake ass on a guy for a few shots of tequila while he's got another girl waiting at home for him. As a woman, the only way you should have this attitude and energy is by this time of night, you're in your deep sleep, REM cycle, going. Ticking away. As a female, non-negotiable criteria, if you are not in bed by 9 p.m, that is enough reason for me not to date you. What are you doing outside of your bedroom at 9 o'clock at night? Let alone strutting around the street half naked, giving it the big I am. When guys like me, guys with status, we know about girls like you. 10 minutes after that video, she was begging the guy in the booth to let her and her ugly friends inside, just so they could highlight a couple of Instagram stories and forget that as a woman, you're meant to hold some form of self-worth. Gentlemen, stay clear of women like this. Do better, work harder, and hold your standards high.
Ladies, let me give y'all some advice real quick, okay? When you first meet a man, do not ask him to pay your bills. It's going to make him feel like that's all you want from him, or he's going to put you in a broke bitch category. When he take you on dates, do not be strolling through your phone the whole time, and do not talk about your ex at all, because he's going to feel like you're not that interested in him, okay? Do not post him or anything y'all do on social media, because it's not their business and he's not your man yet. From my understanding, men don't like when we address ourselves as alpha women, so we got to stop that, ladies. He will notice how hard you work. He will notice how you take care of business, and he gonna notice all the things you do for yourself. Also, let me say this. If you go to him often for advice and he notices you don't do shit he say, you're gonna push him away, because he's going to feel like you don't value his opinion, or he's going to feel like you're not willing to listen to him.
I'll probably be working out at that Anytime Fitness, like, I don't know, around 5 o'clock maybe. So if you want to meet either before or after, even during my workout, like if we're texting, like I could just step out to meet you for a little bit. But yeah, no, it'd be nice to meet and just see how we vibe in person, even if it's something quick, so that we know if we want to keep in touch going forward and spend more time together, you know, when I have more time.
Those of you out there who are wondering exactly what is the reason for the male loneliness epidemic, let me present to you Exhibit A. This man wants her to schedule, a drive-by at her local gym? A pre-date interview? Your time is so short that she has to stop by during your workout? I feel like when men do stuff like this, they're trying to condition you to believe I'm a very, very busy man, meaning he's not going to have much time for you. And if he doesn't have time to meet you, he doesn't have time to date you. I kind of feel like there is a Mrs. Gym Bro, because I feel like he's supposed to be at the gym. That's where she knows that he is, but he's trying to squeeze in some extracurricular activity in his spare time. Ladies, stay away from these men that try to make you seem like you have to audition for a first date. They say things like, well, if this goes well, maybe we can go out. So you got to be like, well, I better be my best behavior because I want it to go well. No, sir, you are not pulling out a hoop for her to jump through. There's the effort. So he wants you to audition for that effort because he thinks he's the prize. Desperate woman would meet him at the gym in her best outfit, smelling good, makeup done and all that, and try to impress that man. Ladies, men will always test you to see exactly how desperate you are. Only a desperate woman would let a sweaty man step outside of the gym, look her up and down and be like, all right, I guess I'll give you a coffee date.
Unfortunately, I hear what you're saying, but a lot of these women are going for top 10, 20% of men. So they are actually auditioning for his time.
Fellas, I don't know who need to hear this, but never make sacrifices or compromise yourself for a woman. Women are one of the most forgetful creatures on the planet of the earth. Females out here in this world are very ungrateful. They don't have unconditional love, brother. And they will forget everything that you sacrifice for them and compromise for them the second they get unhappy. They mind just fucking go blank and they forget every money that you spent on them. Every sacrifice that you made for them, they will forget it. So never sacrifice for a female. Never sacrifice for a female. It's not a good idea. I've seen men do it, and every time they do it, they get disappointed. If she want to be with you, she gonna have to sacrifice. She gonna have to make sacrifices. She gonna have to show you that she worthy of being with you, that she worthy of breathing your air. Because if she wants you to protect and provide, lead and guide, what the fuck is she gonna do? You dig what I'm saying? So these modern day women, they want new modern day privileges and freedoms, right? But they want the men to stay traditional and be protectors and providers. No, bitch. You get out there and fucking work. You get out there and you protect and you provide your damn self, ho. And you gonna still be giving out pussy. You see how that work? They still gonna give you pussy one way or the other. These females, they horn dogs too, brother. So you can't be fucking them for free. You gotta make these hoes pay a fee. They call females. Huh? We ain't out here fucking for free no more. We ain't paying for no pussy now. The dick ain't free. Huh? They call females. That mean they got to pay a fee. You dig what I'm saying? Got to pay a fee if you want to breathe the air of a man like me. You got to pay a fee, baby girl. Some kind of sacrifice, something. Bring something to God. You know what I'm talking about? You got to bring some offering to God.
After 10 years of dating post-divorce from 32 to 42, I'm starting to feel like I'm in a game of deal or no deal with the universe. Sarah, you know, you have a man who is 6 feet tall, stable job, deal or no deal. Keep feeling like no deal. Like I want more than this.
Look, this isn't anti-woman. It's just a reality check. Most women today are incapable of being a wife. At the 30,000 foot view, you could even say it's not their fault. 60 years of cultural rot brought on by the feminist narrative has led to this. Of course, they're responsible for their choices at the individual level, but the point is marriage is a last step or even a last resort they take after squandering their best years in promiscuity. By then, they're emotionally destroyed and left with the fantasy of a Prince Charming showing up at the last minute to save them. Prince Charming doesn't exist, though. The woman in this video describes great guys, tall, handsome, reliable, but it's not enough. Why isn't it enough? Because she believed the lie that casual sex is empowering and that a good marriage should feel like a 50-year-long first date. And this isn't MGTOW or black pill nonsense either. Women are great. I love women. I love walking into a room and getting that second look from a woman, the sly smile after we notice each other noticing each other, flirting a little, some cat and mouse of giving and getting attention. It's great. You just have to be realistic, have appropriately realistic standards, and be willing to walk away when they don't meet those standards.